Hi, how you doing? Today let's talk about the full moon in Pisces. That's happening tonight and tomorrow night. I believe that it goes exactly opposite the sun in the middle of the day tomorrow, but let's go ahead and talk about it. I love the Pisces full moon. This is my favorite time of year. It's just the most wonderful vibe of the whole year for me. I can't get enough of it. And every single year, I find myself going outside and watching this moon and just travel across the sky. And there's just, I don't even know why, there's just something about it. It seems bigger and rounder than usual. And it has just this unique pale shade to it that is just mystifying, and I'm just drawn to it. I just can't help but stare at it, and I just feel so at peace. It's magical, and I love it. But let's talk about what this moon has in store for us astrologically. And with that, we have lots of themes of self-reflection and self-healing. So Uranus just went retrograde, joining Saturn and Neptune and Pluto and Chiron. Um, so lots of heavy retrograde energy going on right now. And with that, it has started sparking a change in how we think. And the Pisces full moon happening right at the start of that is asking us to address the things that we try to avoid thinking about, and to do so in order to continue growing to the person we are meant to be, as seen with the near conjunction to the North Node. So, the North Node represents the state of being that we are working to achieve throughout our entire lives. And now the moon and the North Node are 3 degrees apart for this full moon. And when it comes to the North Node, that is a wide enough angle that I wouldn't consider it technically conjunct, but it is still quite close. So, it's still worth talking about. And at the same time, we have Jupiter, the ruler of Pisces, in Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. It's exalted in Cancer, and it's trining the moon. So these two planets, they're in the signs that the other one rules. They're trining each other. And what this is doing is it is blessing us with a huge level of empathy that is much more potent than usual. And that's saying a lot, because we're talking about the moon, which is our emotions and how we express them, and Pisces, which is already an extremely empathetic sign to begin with. And at the same time, Jupiter is sextiling the Sun and Mercury. And so this is the perfect time for us to be thinking about ourselves and thinking about what we need to manifest for the changes we are seeking in our lives. At the same time, we have the other ruler of Pisces, Neptune. It's in Aries, and it's conjunct Saturn. But Saturn has already moved back into Pisces with its retrograde motion. It's at 29 degrees Pisces. And so with it just now re-entering Pisces, it is reflecting a need to readdress our 12th house guilts in order to determine what new actions we should take to move forward in our journey of self-healing, things that we have thought that we've moved on from in the past. But these issues are still cropping up because we haven't quite done the work we need to do in order to actually move forward. And so perhaps this is stuff from our recent Mercury retrograde, where we were doing a lot of self-reflection. Perhaps we realized what we wanted, but we didn't quite do what we needed to do. We didn't heal the pains we needed to heal in order to truly move forward. And so now we are going back, and we are really readdressing everything. We are putting our souls under a microscope, and we are just really trying to focus on all the things that our egos don't want us to think about. And so let's see here. Saturn conjunct Neptune is sextiling both Pluto and Uranus, Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus in Gemini. Those two planets are trining each other. And so all of these huge outer planets that are all in retrograde are all interacting with each other in a really powerful way. So this is our journey to really break down what exactly is holding us back, what needs to be changed, so we can move forward with our lives and achieve the ideal life that we seek. And so, yeah, like I was saying a minute ago, the four outermost planets are all retrograde at the same time, as well as Chiron. In order to make actionable changes, the universe is telling us to hit the brakes and truly and thoroughly analyze ourselves. What are we avoiding? What needs to change? What are we projecting on others instead of addressing in ourselves? So, with this, you need to look to your 12th house and what it is saying, as well as where Pisces and Neptune are in your chart. So this is where I would recommend you go watch my 12th house video I just put up, where I really go into detail what the 12th house is all about. And that you will find that a lot of the stuff I talk about there is exactly what you may need to be focusing on with this full moon. And so, upon having this brutally honest conversation with ourselves, we will understand how to move forward, as Neptune in Aries is ruled by Mars in Libra. So this is Neptune helping us find the inspiration to know what we need to do to change. But we got to be careful not to do too much too fast. This may be the mistake that we've made in the past, where we didn't fully address all the traumas that needed to be healed. We need to be careful not to do too much too fast, as Mars is squaring Jupiter. And so we can get overwhelmed if we just try to just make everything change immediately, instead of really taking the time to take these steps to focus on ourselves. Mars square Jupiter also has the potential of making us easily overwhelmed emotionally right now. So the important goal here is to discover how to approach ourselves with love, as Mars is sextiling Venus in Leo. So this is learning to love ourselves. And that is the goal here. The point of really exploring these difficult issues is so we can learn to love ourselves. And once we love ourselves, we will be able to put love into the world. Through this, we will successfully shift our perspective of the world from one of lack and separation to one of connection and abundance. And this is how we will find our power. This is how we will find our empathy and manifest the life we are seeking. Heal thyself, and you can heal the world. And the world needs empathy and healing now more than ever. And that is what I think this moon is trying to teach us. It certainly speaks true to what I'm going through in my own personal life at the moment, which, I won't bore you with the details of that. But I hope that you find help with this. And again, let me show you the dispositor tree I drew for this, so you can see pretty clearly in the picture here how it all works out. If you can forgive my awful handwriting, that is. So you see here we have our moon in Pisces being powered by its trine to Jupiter here. Jupiter ruling the Sagittarius ascendant, but that's more specific to me and where I am for this full moon, so let's not worry about that too much. But as we see, we have moon with the north node here, and the only way to really access the rest of this chart is through Neptune and Pluto. So we have Saturn and Neptune here, Pluto being ruled by Saturn and ruled by Uranus up here. So this is us being stuck in these changes that we're resisting. And in order to access the rest of our chart here, we need to learn what Neptune and these other outer planets are teaching us to do. And that is how we will get through Mars to Libra. And here is where Chiron in Aries is also attached to Mars in Libra. The answer that Mars wants us to do is into its ruler with Venus and Leo, loving ourselves. And by loving ourselves, that is how we will be able to reach the sun and reach Mercury, which is kind of the ultimate ruler of this chart. So we need to address our traumas in order to change our thinking and love ourselves.